I'm sorry. I'm 3 minutes late. I I remembered that I had fig Newtons here, and that I'd hid them in the freezer so nobody else would eat them. So when I got my fig Newtons out of the freezer for my snack, um, they were hard as rocks, and I was afraid I'd break a tooth. So I had to microwave my fig Newtons, and now they're really hot and steamy. Oh goodness. Are y'all having it? Raise your hand if you're having a good time. Fist if you're like okay, and you know, don't. It's like if you want me to shut up and not talk so much, just point down. Okay, all right. Because I don't want to over-explain things, but I don't want to under-explain things. So it's kind of hard to, especially since we're not here in person, and I'm talking to my screen. I'm not talking, seeing y'all's faces when I'm talking about this stuff. So, and thank y'all for breaking in and saying, "Hey, I don't understand this," or what's a hashtag. So I appreciate that very much. Thanks for speaking up. All right, let's get to rolling again. Oh, and you need me to, I'm sorry. I don't have my microphone. Hold on. Yeah, I'm on the, he's taping me and I've got a wireless microphone for the taping. Okay, I'm back on. Perfect. You're gonna hear me smacking because I'm eating fig Newtons. These are actually they're Whole Foods fig Newtons. They're made of whole wheat. I can't stand to see myself eat on TV either. Okay. Let me just check chat here. Okay. All right. Just making. Lona has put some notes. Robin, Robin has put some notes about hashtags over in the comments. Bruce, we answered your question about friends. Okay. All right. And I just wanted to make sure I'm covering my bases here. Professional pages. Who here does not have a Facebook professional page, like a storytelling page? You've got your personal page, and then you have a professional page. Would you like, Tim? You do not have a professional page. Did you raise your hand? And Robin, you didn't. Robin, you've got a stories that polish the heart page, right? You're muted, Robin. Ray.
I never did anything with it. I don't have. I have a page, but it's for something else that I do. It's not storytelling. I don't have a storytelling page on Facebook. Is that a good idea?
Yes.
Yes. Try to create.
What?
You're supposed to like blog on there, and I don't know, during the pandemic, I put it up right before the pandemic, and then I thought, well, what in the daylights am I going to talk about during the pandemic? So I didn't put one or two things up there and quit.
On my Facebook professional page, what I have been posting is when I find, like I told you, my friends, the artists, have been finding like watercolor classes or charcoal classes or life drawing classes. Or there's also museums that are doing virtual tours. There's people that are doing things for kids, like a exercise breakout room for kids that are doing homeschooling. There's a fellow that does Tai Chi classes every third Sunday that's free. So I'm just posting stuff like that on my Facebook professional page. If there's a storytelling event going on, like Sheila Arnold's Artists Standing Strong Together, or there's a festival like Alan Hole's festival, or there's a San Diego festival, or I'm posting Facebook stuff Facebook storytelling events, educational stuff because I work with kids, things that's good for the seniors, like our local senior center is doing an online Zoom yoga class.
Kind of a keyboard that's
music programs that are going on with
nice, isn't it?
Other local venues. Just anything to keep people entertained and
Benson, you're talking. Oh, there you go.
Okay. Anything to keep people entertained, kids educated, kids involved, Christmas light displays you can drive through, whatever.
Yeah,
That's been on my Facebook
what
page.
another class I took a way back about using social media. The thing was, and I didn't get on Facebook until the pandemic. People say, "Why aren't you on Facebook?" I said, "Because I'm not that social." But
It's a tool.
well, but the thing is, you got to keep posting. You got to keep posting. You can't, And I like when I first got on Facebook, I would go to it every day and everything. I'm not doing that now. I don't go every day.
Me either.
But you got to kind of keep your posts rolling, or people lose interest in the web page.
That's what Martha, Robin says about having them. The thing is, unless you buy advertising space on Facebook.
Yep.
Well, you can boost your
Facebook,
posts, which I've done. You can boost your posts,
right?
And it'll send it out to a whole bunch of people,
right?
And then I get some responses, some of them nice, some of them nasty.
Well, what I'm doing is hopefully with Messenger and with Instagram and what we're going to be talking about on Facebook, I'm going to show you how to boost your own post without having to pay Facebook, 10 cents a hit.
One thing I noticed that I'd really like to know how to fix, if it's fixable. And one reason I've thought about taking my Stories That Polish Your Heart Facebook page down, the word polish can also be read as Polish, I do believe. And I have all kinds of people that are random folks putting Polish sausage recipes on there and all kind of things that relate to Polish groups. And I don't know how to stop that.
You can restrict your page to only you can post on it, Robin, if I remember correctly. I'm going to have to watch.
Robin, you can tell stories that buff up the heart.
They do what now? Puff up the heart? Well, I don't do that because see the whole theory of this, which I won't spend a lot of time on it.
So you'll start getting pictures. You'll start getting pictures of weightlifters and stuff,
or get pictures of deer. People that have killed a deer and the deer's on the hood of the pickup truck.
I used to be a Sufi, and the Sufi methodology of spiritual growth is called polishing your heart. The theory
I love your slogan. I love your slogan.
The theory being that as we grow older, our hearts get rust around them. And that with work, you can polish the rust off so that your heart shines again. So maybe I'll come up with another name for my business, but I've always called it Stories That Polish Your Heart.
I've got an idea. Stories that shine your heart. I like the word. I like the way you've got it. The stories that polish your heart, because you polish an apple. And I know what you mean, but I could understand how someone, especially if English is a second language or third or fourth language.
Yeah, I never misunderstood that word, her slogan.
Right.
Maybe you did, but those people that sell Polish sausage, they're all over it.
Okay, so Robin, check to see if you can restrict who posts to it. I had to do that, especially when I was doing stand-up comedy, because sometimes I would be working with someone and they didn't realize that I was also a storyteller that worked with children. And even though my comedy was clean and family friendly, and it's, what I call the Tupperware crowd, someone else has got a different filter than I do. And they were posting not dirty or filthy or nasty stuff, but somebody was putting one night I got home from a comedy gig, and a fellow female comedian that I had worked with had posted some not funny at all pictures of Barbie and Ken naked doing perverse things on my Facebook page. And so I immediately shut it down so nobody could ever post to my Facebook business page without me. They can post, but I have to approve it before it'll show up.
Okay, I'll look at that because I threw my hands up in the air and I said, all these people are doing stuff I can't control. I don't know what to do here. And really the original intent was to do sort of like Donna Washington does. And we all know I'm not in her league, but I do know thing one or thing two about storytelling after 20 some odd years, although I'm not famous. That I thought that mostly you put stuff about storytelling on there.
I put anything that's related to my audience.
Robin,
My audience goes from 18-month-olds to 98-year-olds.
Robin, you're infamous if you're not, even though you're not famous.
And also, that's why I worked at farmers markets. I told stories at farmers markets, like I said, for 5 years. And so I not only post stuff about storytelling, but I post stuff about buy local small shops, because I grew up, my parents, I grew up on a dairy farm, but my parents also owned a TV store and a real estate business. So I'm very much promoting the shop local and like the small business Saturday thing after Thanksgiving. And, you know, if there's a church bazaar or whatever, I'm posting it. I don't care if it's on my Facebook page or on my personal page or my business page. Those people are my audience, and I'm doing stuff to help them out.
All right.
And
thanks.
So, but that's, I mean, different people, like I cannot imagine Donna Washington posting about the church bazaar down the road or a blood drive. But I do that because I'm very much the community kind of organizer, storyteller. So different people have a different approach, and that's fine. Okay. So do you guys want to see how to create a professional page? There's actually only about 3 or 4 tricks that you need. And even if you have a professional page, I will show you those fairly quickly. So let's go back to share screen. I'm really enjoying this, y'all. It's good to have these muscles working again. It's been, like I said, since like 2011 since I've done a online class or even taught a class, period, other than just like a workshop. And so this is good. So again, I have the office hours are going to be on the 3rd Tuesdays, and I will make sure that I have y'all's email address. And Robin, pull your phone out and do a screenshot so we got everybody's name up there. So we have, okay. Okay, so Facebook. People say, oh, I don't use Facebook. And here's my reply to them. 65 to 70% of the adults in the US using social media use Facebook. Facebook is the #1 social app. And it's cheap. And it's free advertising. And with Facebook, you can run your own TV station, literally. You can, I think it was John was talking about having a family-friendly Zoom hour. You can do a live stream feed of that straight from Zoom. It's not as easy. Yes?
Take that off for a second so I can get everybody in the gallery shot.
Oh, okay. So anyway, so we have, so we make sure we get everyone's email address. Where was I? So it's free advertising. And if you've got a Facebook page, if you have a Facebook account, period, you can run your own TV station. And that is soulful entertainment that, like I said, people are hungry for. So,
I got it.
You got
what you're doing.
All right. Okay. We run Bynum TV, and as Robin says, we have a storytelling show. We'll have 4,000 viewers, 3,000 or 4,000 viewers. Robin, we did a show the second Saturday at 7 p.m. till 8:30. And before I woke up for some reason at like 4 o'clock in the morning, that was Saturday night. I woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning and I said, "Oh, I'm just going to look at the video, make sure it got posted okay to Facebook." Because sometimes there's hiccups in the internet or whatever. And we had finished the show at 8:30 on Saturday night, and by 4 a.m. Sunday morning, we had already had almost 1,000 viewers. That's I mean, and it was just an average everyday Saturday night storytelling show. I was very, very proud of that. Right now, we're sitting at 10 days out. We're sitting at, or I guess it's 2 weeks as of today. 2 weeks as of today, and we've had 1,800 views on Facebook alone for that one storytelling show. So, it's a powerful tool if if you just know some tricks. Okay. Okay, so let's go. I'm going to actually go. I'm going to close this window out, and I am going to open Facebook. Let me get my screens going here. Okay. And this is our Bynum Front Porch website. So it's all one word, www.bynumfrontporch.org. So if y'all want to come visit, and we do scholarships for children. We sell T-shirts, and we usually put the link up to our storytelling show or whatever, or music show. We're getting ready to open and start having music outside for the summer every Friday night. So we're kind of excited about that because we had to cancel all of last year, of course. So let me get the page open, and I'm leaving that up for a reason. Y'all will see why in just a minute. Okay. There's okay. This is a home screen. It's really easy to find. This is what they were talking about earlier about the messenger screen. And but this is the home screen for Facebook. And over on the left-hand side, the second heading is pages. And I manage Cynthia Raxter Storyteller, Bynum Front Porch, with a group of other people. The little hamlet of Bynum, North Carolina. I created that page. And there's a National Historic Register old bridge that is retired, that's not doesn't have vehicle traffic anymore. It's just a walking bridge. And there's a lot of birders and so forth. We have a lot of special events out on that old Bynum Bridge. So Bynum Bridge has its own Facebook page. And this morning, so I'd have something to practice on, I made a Facebook page for my kitties. And so just in case the internet went down or I had problems with Facebook, I had screenshots of all the things that I'm doing. So you will get that with your PDF. And that's my beautiful kitty, Sammy. And I had a hard time. The only thing I really had a hard time doing was finding what categories my cats fell into. And actually, I had a hard time with my Facebook page finding what category a storyteller goes into. The Facebook does not recognize Mouser. It does not recognize cats, even though cats of Instagram is a big thing. It doesn't recognize famous storytellers. It does not recognize famous people, because I thought, well, maybe it wants me to be a famous person, or maybe it wants me to be a personality. None of those things work as a category on Facebook. The things that did work on Facebook to categorize me as a business were public person. Y'all write these down, so this is important. Public person, motivational speaker, not just a speaker, but a motivational speaker. And the third one, I can't remember at this moment. It'll come to me. So, what's another name for a sort of storyteller? It's famous, a public person, motivational speaker, and something else. Oh, I know what it was. It was arts and entertainment.
I was going to
That's
say
yeah.
education.
Which actually I thought arts and entertainment was more appropriate for a storyteller than probably a motivational speaker, because those are a motivational speaker and a storyteller are kind of two different genres.
Well,
You know?
but I mean, you can be a storyteller who has, like for instance, had such a weird life that I have stories I can tell that could give people motivation. So I can have a set of motivational
Yeah.
stories. So
That's one of the discussions I had with Ray Christian. He says, I'm not getting any business as a storyteller. And I said, Ray Christian, you've got to market yourself as a motivational speaker. And I said, every single high school in the state will want you as a motivational speaker for their graduation ceremony. And so anyway, so we just kind of repackaged him a little bit, and he started getting work. So that was, famous storyteller. Okay, so at the bottom of this list of pages, so this is the home page, this is the pages link, create a new page. And does anybody want me to create a page for them right now? I don't have to do much.
yes.
Okay, who would like to have a page created for them?
Robin,
You want a new page?
we can always take it down. It's probably better than what I did.
Okay, is there anybody that doesn't have a page that would like one? Counting to 5. Speak now, forever hold your peace. 1, 2, 3. Okay, Robin, it's you, Robin Kitson. And this is important to think about this. Some people will put their name as Storyteller Robin Kitson, or Robin Kitson, storyteller. How would you like your name listed, Robin? Just Robin Kitson?
The way it's right now, it's Robin Kitson, motivational speaker, storyteller.
Okay, everything that you comment on or everything you're going to be doing will have that long list of words after your name.
Robin Kitson, stories from the bayou, or stories by you.
Oh, Lona. Woo!
Lona is a very creative woman. How about that?
Stories from the bayou, that works.
Or stories by you.
No, stories from the bayou because, okay. And then you can use the letter D instead of the. Save space.
Okay.
D as in D as in the way we talk where I'm from, because where I'm from.
The bayou?
D and then space, D, space.
How about apostrophe?
Bayou, BYOU. There you go. Maybe you put I don't know, Lana, help me.
We need to spell bayou correctly, I think. That's my feeling on this.
BAYOU then.
BAYOU, is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
How about stories fra Baru? But the Baru.
That's what I said. That's fine. Oh,
Or
from.
from.
No,
Okay.
we say from correctly where I'm from. We do not say
Okay.
B correctly. We say
Okay. And D apostrophe. We can go back and change this, but it helps to have it. Okay. And the category I'm going to put you in. Like I said, I tried to put cats earlier, and Instagram did not understand. I mean, Facebook did not understand cats at all. And so I'm going to put you in as arts and entertainment. Is that okay? Or do you want to be motivational speaker?
I'm happy.
I'm sorry?
Yes.
Arts and entertainment?
Public personality.
And that's because I do have personality in public.
Personal public personality is a public figure.
Well, I go out in public with my figure.
Robin, you rank high on personality.
I like either arts or entertainment or motivational speaker is my vote.
Well, do motivational speaker. I've done some of that. You know, I've done so much stuff that other people would be scared to do. Even Ray Mendenhall would be scared to do some of the stuff I've done. And he
Ray
would.
Christian, you mean?
And I've lied with you.
And he has. He's lied with me in public.
I bet they don't have liar either. I haven't looked up liar. Okay. And I'm going to say stories that polish the heart or that shine the heart. Which do you want me to use?
I'm going to stick with polish because it's got to
Okay.
be Polish.
And this is actually because I say think with the Twitter brain where you only use 142 characters.
Yeah.
So a lot of people, when they put a bio up, it'll be like 14 paragraphs long. And when I wrote the bio for this event, it was way too long. But I was really tired and I was trying to write. And the hearth.
It's right there. Just click on it.
Stories that polish the hearth. You'd have all kinds of people with the Cinderella complex contacting you. Okay, stories that polish the heart. That's all we're going to say. Motivational speaker and create page. It's like there's places where you can go into in-depth on your bio. This description is not one of them. You can put your hashtags here, but you don't want to go into a long bio because nobody ain't ever going to read it. If you had a short bio, they will read it. Add profile picture. And I actually.
There's one on my page, and you've got some.
I'm sure I've got some. I might not have it right here, but I will put one up for you if I don't. You want me to put a picture of Aunt B?
I am not Aunt B. I'm working on being thinner than Aunt B.
I know I'm more Aunt B than you are.
God,
Robin,
okay.
you're the polar opposite of Aunt B.
Me?
No,
Robin.
I love her.
How
She
about
knows I
don't
love
test
her.
me?
He's in
I'll
love
put you.
with me, but
How about don't test me? I'll put you in the trunk and tell people I'm looking for you.
don't tell Ann that you're in love with me.
I won't.
Oh, I got it. And this is not your typical profile picture for a reason, y'all.
Oh my God, what have you got? What have you got?
Check it out, Robin. I don't think you even know that I use that.
Oh, that's me and my grandson.
Y'all look at that precious face that Robin's got. Wouldn't you want to, if you saw an advertisement with that woman on the poster, wouldn't you want to come hear stories that she told? Look at that precious face. And cover photo, I'm just going to put some grass or something, trees or something like that up for right now. How about a big flower?
Okay.
Is that right? Orange poppy?
That works, but I prefer fleur de lis.
We'll find you a good cover photo, or you can add your own cover photo, whatever. But there you go. That's good. That's stories from the bayou. I like that, Robin. Huh?
Orange is my favorite color. It goes with my hair.
I know that you like orange because I gave you orange teacups at one point in time.
That's right.
And I think
still have them.
that's one of my favorite colors too. That's why I was so happy with that picture of the kitty because I was wearing my favorite orange or coral colored whatever. Okay, so the main thing that you need to do here very quickly, and Robin, you can do this later on at your own time, own page. What I tell folks is basically just go down these lines, okay, and click on each one of these buttons, and there's interesting things going to happen under each one of those little buttons. And that's true whether you're working on a group or if you're working on a Facebook page or, you're working on an event. Just go down the line and click on each one of those little buttons. One of the things that I like to do fairly early is to arrange this. So this is you can edit tabs right here.
Yeah.
And you can sort these because services might be great, or reviews might be great, but I want people to see first on my page. I want them to see photos and I want them to see videos and I want them to know about events. So I move those guys up front, but that's my page. You sort the things how you want them. If you don't want people leaving you reviews, you can turn them off. If you are Joe Schmo down at the auto parts place and you don't really like people leaving you nasty comments, just turn them off. The other thing that is very important is about. Okay, that's where your contact information is. And the thing that I use a lot is live. So I want that up towards the front because I'm putting out live videos a lot. So I actually take live all the way up to the top. The home button is always going to be first, and what you put second is up to you. Okay.
Mhm.
And so, but just to arrange these, it's important how you have them. I also have a couple of groups associated with my Facebook group, the Cindy Raxter Storyteller page. But I also have, we have about 3 groups for the Bynum Front Porch. We have a group for volunteers. We have a group that's the original Bynum folks. This was a cotton mill town. So there's the people that once grew up here, that were born and raised here and now don't live here anymore. Those are in a group called Bynumites, because that's the old-fashioned name for people that used to lived here when there was a cotton mill running. But the other thing we have, and the third group we have, is Friends of Bynum Front Porch, which is the people that have come and visited us, that have signed up for our email, that have donated money to us. The Bynumites have usually been signed up for email, so they might actually belong to both groups. But so and I can't remember if it was John or Tim were asking about the difference between the groups and who you posted to, and did you create these? I always make sure if somebody signs up for my email, or if they sign up for the Bynum Front Porch email, they get added to that Friends of the Bynum Front Porch, and they get added to my Cindy Raxter Storyteller group. So, so anyway, so that's the tags that I mean, that's the yeah, that's what I do. Like I said, and the big thing, and over here on the left is just a series of information, and that's what you want to make sure you just go through these at your leisure over the next week or two. One of the things that you do want to do, excuse me, we had to turn the heat on, it's getting chilly in here. Robin, I don't know if you have an Instagram or not. I like to have my Instagram connected to my Facebook. So if I post to Facebook, a picture to Facebook, it goes to Instagram. If I post something on Instagram, it comes back to Facebook. I do not use WhatsApp. I do not know what it's even for.
My granddaughter uses Instagram constantly, and I don't.
Uh-huh.
But she says it's mostly video or picture related.
Yes.
And since I'm 71, I don't think people want to see a lot of pictures of me. Not that I think I'm old, but younger people use it, and I think they'll say, "Oh, word up, she's old."
Okay, but you've got videos that you could post to Instagram TV.
I do.
You can also, like your storytelling board, you could post a picture of your storytelling board. You paint a new painting, which you do frequently, you could put a picture of your painting up, or put a picture up of your sketch and then a picture up the next day of the painting and the third day and the fifth day and when you get it finished. So that's the kind of stuff that you could post to Instagram. That would be pictures. And I think you're very beautiful and very distinctive looking woman. And I think you should not worry about posting pictures of yourself. Besides, there ain't no way in the world that you're uglier than I am. That's just all I can say. Okay. Okay. So the other thing is the other thing that you want to do is up here. Let me go back just a little bit. Okay. All right. Right here, if you notice, this web address is Robin Kitson's Stories from the Bayou. And then it's got this big old long number on it. You want to make sure that you have got a real Facebook username for your page. This is just a Facebook because there might be a Church of Christ here, there might be a Church of Christ down the road, there's probably a Church of Christ in Asheboro and a church everywhere, and there's going to be a Facebook page called Church of Christ. There may even be multiple towns like Church of Christ Durham. There might be a Church of Christ in Durham, England. There might be a Church of Christ in Durham, North Carolina. There's probably 3 or 4 more Durhams all over the world. So the thing is there's going to be more. There might be more than one Church of Christ. There's probably not going to be more than one Robin Kitson Stories from the Bayou. But Facebook, just to make sure that your page doesn't get confused with others, it makes your page name plus a bunch of numbers. You want to change this so it's unique to you and get rid of those numbers. You don't want people to have to just only be able to find you by that link. You want them to be able to just find you by your name.
And you fix that how?
I am getting ready to do that. That is under, hold on. I might have to.
I hope y'all are getting something out of this because it is particular to me. And I am just a hog for attention.
Let's see. There we go. Let me go back to the. Okay. It should be, I believe, under page visibility. It'll take me just a second because I actually usually do it right when I first create the page and I lost track there. Sorry.
Cynthia, when I signed up for my page, there was a shortcut that you could you give people that would take them directly to that page. It was it's I forget what it is now. I've got it written down somewhere.
That's where we're going on right now. There it's
Okay.
username. It's username. And we are going to see if it'll take just her name. Okay. See if it'll take just her name. It's given us a check mark. And so we're hoping that'll be all right. And this, so you can see what kind of information is here. Here's the description that we just filled in. We can change her category if she needs to. She can put her phone number in here, her email address, her website, blah, blah, blah. Wake County, North Carolina. You probably don't want to put your home address on there. I keep a P.O. box for my public address. I have a physical address for my regular mail, but I do have a public, my public address is a P.O. box because, I used to do stand-up comedy and I didn't want some drunk showing up at my house at 2 o'clock in the morning because he knew I was from Bynum and, whatever. So you get the idea. So anyway, this is the general information. There is an actual QR code, if you know what a QR code is. This is very helpful if you're doing a festival, especially. You can have a sandwich sign with your face on it and a QR code. So if somebody comes by, they hear your stories, they like you, they can shoot your QR code with their phone, and they immediately you're taken to your Facebook page. So that's where you find a QR code for your page. But just various things that you just go through these. The only other one that you really need to worry about right now, this minute, right when you create your page, is page roles. And at this point in time,
Page
roles.
never heard of it.
Okay, I know most people haven't. Yeah, they haven't heard of what a page roll. And guess what? Cynthia Raxter created this page. So guess what Cynthia Raxter is?
She's the editor.
No, Cynthia Raxter right now at this moment is an admin.
Oh, okay.
So what I'm going to do, and the reason you want me on your page is because if we're doing a live feed show from Bynum with Robin Kitson in it, I can send that live feed to your Facebook page if I'm at least an editor on it.
Sounds good to me.
I'm going to add you as an admin, okay? And if you wanted, and it's asking me for my password at this moment.
Tell me out loud, is it the same one you use for your bank?
No, ma'am.
Oh.
I do not have the same password.
Oh, I ain't never gonna get to your money.
Okay,
Cynthia,
I'm gonna leave myself as an admin, and then at some point in time when you get comfortable, you can switch me off and make me an editor. But just leave me as an admin right now, so if I have to come in here and fix something for you.
Cynthia,
Yes.
when I created my Facebook page, which is not for storytelling but for something else, I have a shortcut that's FB.me/holy3, and that will take that. If I give that to somebody, that will take them to that page.
I have no idea. I don't know where that came from. I know about being Robin Kitson or being Cynthia Raxter instead of a bunch of Cynthia Raxter with a bunch of numbers after her name, but I don't know about a special little code. I know about the QR codes, but I don't know about that code.
Is that all one word, Brad?
No, it's
Okay.
it's just a minute. It's FB Facebook, FB small letters period ME/ and then my page is called Holy Three Ministries, so it's Holy Three. And if you tap on that, it will take you to my Facebook website. I mean my page.
I found it.
Yeah. So there is a shortcut that you can just give people.
Okay.
If you want.
Well, I will. You have told me something I did not know, and I will go look for it.
I don't know where it came from either. It just showed up. But it works.
So that's.
Don't worry about it. I'm copying and send it to you through Instant Messenger.
Okay, sounds good. All right. So the big things you want to do is make sure that you get your name and telephone number and your web address filled out. You want to make sure you've got pictures and that they're pretty and they're clear and people can see your face and see what a nice person you are. It does not, in no way, needs to be a professional photo. In fact, I recommend you do not use professional photos. Make sure you have a good photo, but professional photos are stayed, and that's not what. You want your personality coming out. Robin hugging her grandson and with his graduation robe on, that's Robin's true personality shining right through. So that's why I use that photo in professionals.
Robin, the Holy Three is spelled out, not Holy number 3. It's HOL.
I did have \HOLY3 and I got it.
Okay.
Did you really?
All right. All right.
Well, okay. I learned something.
Okay.
The last one I got by you is December 10th, though.
All right, I'm done. Wait, y'all hush. So the 3 things I want you to do is make sure you fill out your information, email and all that stuff. Put your picture up. Check your tabs and make sure that those tabs are what you want them to be. That's where you've got the groups listed, the videos, the photos, the live, whatever. And check your page roles and make sure your admin is who you want it to be, and make sure you at least have one other person listed. I recommend you have at least 2 people as an admin and have at least 2 people listed as editors. Because what happened to us here, Chuck, happened to us here a couple of weeks ago. We were getting ready to do a live streaming show, and for some reason, Facebook wouldn't take my login. And so Chuck tried to get his login going, and finally I ended up logging in as Sissy. My second account named Sissy. Sissy's Facebook account worked and password worked for some reason. We don't know why. So that was one of those nights when we got flustered. We couldn't get logged into Facebook. And by the time I got logged into Sissy and Chuck got his password reset, we actually already had the show running for about 15 minutes on YouTube. So we just went with YouTube. So anyway, it's just important to always have a backdoor, have extra keys made for your car, have extra keys made for your house, leave one of them with your neighbor, and always have an extra person stuck on your Facebook account page so that you can always get in there. So somebody can get in there. All right. And the other thing I do usually, and this is just me because I'm doing videos all the time, I turn on cross-posting. Rob and I'll do that later if that's okay with you. That means if I do a video of you, I can cross-post it from Vine and Front Porch straight to Robin Kitson's Facebook page. Okay, so Robin now has a brand new Facebook page. Let's go back. I like that the stories from the Bayou.
Okay.
All right, let me go here. We'll look at it one more time just for fun. And so not only do I have baby Allie, Parker, and Sammy. Where's Robin at? Did I not save that?
It's up here. I found it.
My 5 pages.
It sent me a link telling me to go look at it, so I did.
Okay. Well, for some reason, oh, you know what? I probably haven't refreshed this page. That's the deal. Facebook does that. They don't automatically, you can go, if you use the back key, they don't, I've got 6 pages now. Okay, Robin Kitson stories from the Bayou. All right, very good.
Robin,
You can also tell, you can sell T-shirts. You can set up. You can have people making appointments with you. You can have people do, instant phone calls with you from your Facebook page. You can do a lot of things. Whatever. I use it for. Okay. Well, it's still showing. Maybe your page hasn't gotten refreshed either.
Cynthia,
Because usually it almost immediately changes it so it's your person's, it's whatever your username is.
Cynthia got a question before you quit.
Okay.
Going back to when I asked, how do you find groups such as teachers?
Oh,
So would that be is the hashtag the only way to do that, or
No.
is there other things?
storytelling is a unique enough word that you can just do storyteller or storytelling, and you can usually find lots of groups. And
Right, but I'm looking for, I mean,
teachers.
I market to a lot of folks who don't know anything about storytelling, don't realize that it's interesting, such as schools, such as teachers, such as camps. How
And
do I find those people?
okay, so where are you located at? Where are you from?
I'm in
Where are you?
Winston-Salem.
In Winston-Salem. Okay, and that's a good. And
Here's one. I did a search for that. John, write this down. Breakout EDU.
Breakout.
Yeah, breakout EDUs, 2 words. Then there's another one. We Are Teachers, semicolon, High School Teachers Helpline. That is a Facebook group.
Okay,
Okay,
we are
okay.
teachers, but that's high school.
Yeah, and then there's one right beneath it. We Are Teachers, all together, squished together, first years.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. We are
But you're
teachers,
not telling him how to search, Robin.
All right,
Okay.
let me shut up then.
Okay. So
colon,
what I did is Winston-Salem is a very unique name. If you live somewhere like Kernersville, I think that's a fairly unique name. But if you live in Greenville, is that Greenville, North Carolina, Greenville, Tennessee, Greenville, South Carolina?
right.
But Winston-Salem is a Walkerville is another fairly unique name.
Yeah.
The towns that are around, you know,
Okay. All right. So,
Monrovia, you know. So here's various camps.
but now those are specific camps.
Right.
How do I send
There's
things out? Now this thing from Robin, now that's the kind of thing I'm looking for, a generic group that would include various people. Now let's see. Okay, what's up, Winston-Salem might be.
right.
Now, how did you find those, Robin or Cynthia?
Cynthia found what was relative to your area. I just did a Google search. My Google search was how to find teacher groups on Facebook. But Cynthia did Cynthia searched in Facebook.
I searched in Facebook, and Clapping Hands Farm is the camp that I do a lot of work with here. I'm actually surprised. Yes, there's my dog. Yeah, that's my dog right there. If I do a search for North Carolina camps, I'm going to find pictures of myself here pretty soon because I do work at camps too. I know there is a camp directory, and there's usually an association, like a summer camp association, North Carolina Association of Black. That may be a way to go. And what about teachers? There's unions. North Carolina Association of Educators.
Okay, and they have a Facebook page, we're assuming.
Yeah. And so
there's also listserv. Teachers have listservs in a lot of communities. Which
right, but how do I? Well, yeah.
Well, you probably need to contact a school librarian could help you get connected with listserv.
Yeah, and also the public librarians are, and also the School of Education at UNC, or the School of Education at UNC Greensboro. One of the most helpful people I've ever found has been the school secretaries, because I send packets of information to them, and I make friends with them. Be nice to them. I take them a little gift every once in a while, and or if I'm passing through, I'll just stop and stick my head in the door and go, "Hey, how you doing? Haven't seen you in a long time." And take them a little bouquet of flowers or something like that. So the school secretaries are big friends of mine.
I don't know about what's going on in North Carolina now, but in Kentucky, the school librarians are really the gatekeepers on this kind of stuff.
Yes.
That is, if you want to get into the system, they are the people you need to, don't contact the principal, don't contact,
no,
but contact the librarian,
right. Yeah, and if you talk to one teacher, you're not going to get to all the teachers. And that's why I went through a lot through the local schools where I could stop by with us and visit with the school secretaries and go, "Would you mind putting these into the boxes? I'm a storyteller," and blah, 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 blah,
Right.
And then, and it's like, usually if you sit down and chat with somebody for 5 or 10 minutes and whatever, bless your heart, it's going to happen. When they start when they say, "Oh, honey, yeah, that's right," and bless your heart, you're in. So, But the other thing you can do is also look under what is it, Forsyth County? That's what.
Right, Winston-Salem for size, Winston-Salem.
I'm like TH. I can misspell. Okay, county. School district. Okay. Whoop. But yeah, I'm not sure about groups like that. Forsyth County Schools. I would just have to look and hunt. And the same thing with ooh, this looks interesting. Partners in Education.
So
I'm looking into.
I'm looking for a face, basically, I'm looking, am I looking for a Facebook page that these different, that each organization has?
You may be looking for a school Facebook page. You may be looking for individual teachers, like the science teachers of Forsyth County, or you might be looking for the librarians of North Carolina, the school librarians for North Carolina Association.
There's sometimes called media specialists.
Yeah, media specialists.
Right. But again, trying to be specific here, so how do I get so that what I send out is going to go to them on a regular basis? Is it anything like asking somebody to be your friend?
Yes.
So I would place a friend request to that.
You need to
Facebook page.
Okay. Yeah, you need to find. I would just check if you know someone whose child or someone that is a teacher or a media specialist in a school in the district that you're interested in. Just talk to them. That's what I would do. I mean, you could sort of hunt and peck and find them, but I think you're gonna be better going to a source. Somebody else want to chime in on that?
Yeah, I think you'd be better trying to actually face to face or have a conversation or something personally rather than
especially
coming out of the blue.
The media librarians, or you can actually just call the schools.
I mean, these are all things that I have done that you're telling me. I took this workshop to see how social media could accomplish that. So that's why I'm asking. So essentially, you're telling me
what I was telling you
isn't gonna get you this.
Okay, what I was telling you earlier is most of the teachers are on Twitter.
Okay.
And they're like Mrs. Jones PPES NC-NC, and that means they're at Pittsburgh Primary Elementary School in North Carolina, and they all use the same. It's like Mrs. Jones, Mrs. Smith, Mrs. Wilson, PPES-NC, and that means Pittsburgh Primary Elementary School in North Carolina.
Okay.
And so once you find one teacher, you'll find them all, because you'll know to look for just that PPES. And that is also the hashtag they will use is and also their mascot names. It's like the PPES Pandas. Look for the Backpack Buddies name. Like in Chapel Hill, it's Table. But in Pittsburgh, it's the Pandas, the Panda backpacks. You know, the kids that are getting the snacks and the meals over the weekend.
Right.
Donated from the food banks or from people. It's the Panda packs. So look for those things. And if you look in your local newspaper, you will see things like that mentioned. and or if you're just watching the school Facebook page or
Yeah.
the school website, they'll be saying we're having a backpack buddies panda packs. We're packing the backpack buddies panda packs are packing panda packs this weekend, Saturday from 2 to 4. Show up and volunteer and yak it up. That's all, just the old, I mean, it's a combination.
Okay.
There's no magic bullet because everybody's got a little bit different way, but there's some things that are consistent, like calling it PPES
Okay.
or Northwood High School, NWS.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So, and a lot of, sometimes too, if you look at Board of Education websites, they will have a directory and they will list schools and who like the media specialists are. And
Right.
then you can look for them.
Again,
on
this is
Facebook.
all you're telling me what I've been doing for years.
Okay. All right. So you know this.
Social media. That's what my
Okay.
question was. Okay.
I would
That's good.
I would go look on Twitter and I would follow the school website, follow the school Facebook pages and the school district Facebook pages, and look for keywords that you can use, like the mascot names and the Backpack Buddies program name, and the like Read at 5 or 5 at 5 or whatever is the vegetables, eat more vegetables,
And
whatever they're pushing.
And I apply those as hashtags. Is that how I use those names?
Look for them as hashtags, but also look for them as words.
Okay.
Pittsburgh Panda. Pittsburgh Pandas, plural. Hashtag Pittsburgh. Hashtag Panda. Hashtag Pandas. Hashtag Backpack Buddies.
Donna,
hashtag, on and on and on and on. Mutations. Just mutation after mutation after mutation.
Okay.
And once you find 2 or 3, you'll start seeing what the patterns are, what they use, and what they use is usually what everybody else is using too.
Okay.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Good luck. Yeah. But you're in good shape because Forsyth County is an unusual name and Winston-Salem is an unusual name.
Okay.
So like my last name, it's an unusual name. Okay. All righty. So
Donna's raising her hand. Donna's raising her hand.
It is 4:20, y'all. How are you doing? I'm okay. How are y'all doing?
I'm fine, but Lona's raising her hand. She's just giving a class on how to get to teachers, so let her.
Yes.
Go ahead, Lona.
John,
Yeah.
this is probably where some of your hashtags will come in, where you put in like you're a bilingual storyteller.
Right.
Oh, yeah. I
To
didn't know
help
that.
other people, to help the teachers look for you. So you would put in like hashtag bilingual storytellers,
Okay.
schools, create your own
ESL.
hashtag that are gonna tell other people about who you are.
Okay.
So I'm just anything that kind of pops into your head. So it would be like of course attach your name to it, but when you start putting posts on Facebook like got a new program, can't wait to share it with the schools, it's all about it's bilingual, hashtag bilingual storyteller,
And
Spanish and English, hashtag big one for you, ESL.
ESL.
Okay.
Yeah. ESL.
Yeah.
A friend of mine is a storyteller, and she also does American Sign. So she'll say storyteller, American Sign, hashtag deaf, hashtag, special needs, all the keywords.
Okay. Thanks, Lana.
Yes, very good. Thank you, Lana. I didn't realize you were a bilingual.
By the way, John, she's Lona.
Lona. Okay. I thought that, and then I saw it as okay, Lona. Sorry.
Okay. All right. So do y'all want to hang on for doing an event? or are we done? Do we need to come back on a second day and do a Facebook event? Who wants to go on for another 20 minutes?
Well,
I'm okay either way.
And come
Nobody
back
wants to go
another
on.
day and do that in the YouTube, maybe.
Do what? Do the
That
Facebook, just
and
stop where
YouTube.
we're at, and then we'll come back for another day. Tim, what do you?
Just a general question. What do you see as the advantages of a professional page in addition to your personal page?
You mean your personal
You have,
storytelling page?
yeah, you have a lot more tools. There's a whole world going on behind that I'm not even touching on today. And Tim, if you want to set aside an hour one day, and I'll do a screen share and show you some of the stuff.
Okay.
It's very powerful. It's phenomenal how
But
powerful it
you
is.
have to have a personal page in order to be able to get the other pages.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You have to
Yeah.
have a,
well, I could create him a no, you'd have to have a user. You have to be a human being before you can be a famous personality or a cat.
We know he's a famous personality, but
I know he's a famous personality. I'm very honored. I've honored all of you are here.
I have never seen Tim Lowry as a cat.
There's people, well, I definitely was a cat in a previous
I've
life.
seen
but
Tim
I am
Lowry as a
crazy
lot
cat
of
lady.
things, but never as a cat.
There's something else I think I would search for, and I'm not going to go into that now. But it seems to me, and Tim's probably up on this more than I am, that arts council groups are getting in touch with arts councils would probably be some kind of advantage if they're on Facebook.
Yeah, they should be. If they're not, tell me, and I will go whoop them and beat them severely until they join Facebook. If you're looking at 70, there's this, I mean, I researched this. I actually, because I was a librarian, I researched this, and if 50% of the baby boomers are on social media and 75% of those are on Facebook, that means over a third of the baby boomers are on Facebook. And that means that they're very loyal. They're there every week. Especially if you're doing live streaming stuff, they're there every week.
It seems to me from a sales perspective, which marketing is sales. When I used to do strictly sales of like power controls and such as that, I always put 10 pennies in my left hand, and then I would transfer them to my right pocket throughout a day. Well, I'd stick them in my left pocket, and then I'd move them, because you make 10 calls or 10 connections before you make one sale. And it may be that once you've got a following, that's easier. But when you're cold calling, it's a 10-to-1 ratio.
I took over doing the PR for the Bynum Front Porch in, I think, 6 years ago. And at that point in time, this was an organization that had been here and doing good in the community since 2006. And I took over 10 years later. And at that point in time, we had about 300, not even 300 followers, like 275 or so. Right now, today, we've got right at 4,000. And the difference is throughout the time of COVID, we've not only stayed in touch with the neighbors here in town, which we can't see, other than out like walking our dogs and waving at each other from across the street, but we've stayed in touch with their local neighbors. We've stayed in touch with the people that would come to the music shows here. That's people from Wake, Guilford, Forsyth, Asheboro, whatever. That's all of this entire area of North Carolina. And we have also stayed in gotten in touch or had people getting in touch with anyone that has lived in Bynum since the day they were born, or since, like, we've got people that came to school here for, like, to Duke or to UNC and graduate programs, and they graduated or became doctors or nurses, or, you know, and they are now working in Tanzania. We've got followers in Copenhagen. We've got followers in Siberia. We've got followers, I think, Singapore. People that once lived here or once bought. There's a kid that was a graduate student at UNC, and he wanted to do stand-up comedy. And every Wednesday night for like 3 years, he came to Bynum, you know, thought he was getting lost in the, deep South, and to come down in Bynum and work on his stand-up comedy, because he knew that his career would be helped if he could tell jokes in American language. And so he came down here every Wednesday night for 3 years. And Highway is his name. And he's back in China now. And he's been watching our streaming shows. He was like my son, this kid that was like 22 years old. And the first time he got off the airplane at New York, and he went to the curb and tried to wave down a Papa John's car because he thought it was a taxi. So, anyway, so he tells these fabulous stories of, like I said, he was like my son because I saw him every week for 3 years. And now he's watching our storytelling shows. And I hadn't talked to him in like 5 years. So there's marketing is money, but it's also connection, and it's also love. And I never feel more loved than I do when I get done with this live streaming show and look at the comments, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I haven't seen Janet in forever. I'd heard she had heart surgery. And so I send Janet a message saying, hi, how you doing? How's Paris, their son? They're getting ready to go to college. And I remember when she was pushing him around, buying him with a stroller. And they live in Boulder, Colorado now. I haven't seen them in 15 years. So anyway, that's my story. That's my story for loving what I do here. So, and being the marketing, whatever, social media guru. All right, y'all. Well, we will come back maybe in, yes, ma'am, Jane. Oh, you're waving bye. Bye. You can unmute your microphone. Okay, so we'll maybe try to come back in a month. And again, we'll record everything. And third Tuesdays, I will get your email addresses from Robin, so I'll put you on a recurring meeting on Tuesdays. Don't feel obligated to show up, but if you'd like to have some office hours and ask me more questions, I'll be glad to answer them. And I'm learning from y'all too, so it's good information for me also. And again, this helps me exercise that part of my brain I haven't used since 2011. And I will also get y'all the PDFs that I was using today, and of the screenshots, and the screenshots that I've already got prepared for YouTube and Facebook, so you can go through those and look through them and maybe try to work your way through them if you'd like to by yourself. And then I can help you with office hours, and then we'll come back and go over everything and talk about it as a group in like a month. Okay?
Thank you.
Y'all been fantastic.
All right. Thank you so much, Cynthia.
Enjoyed it.
Oh, thank you, Jane. I'm glad to hear that. I'm
Yes,
hoping I wasn't boring y'all to tears.
No.
John, I sent you some stuff by Gmail.
Great. Okay. Thanks, Robin.
And John, when you find the magic bullet that works, let us all know, because we are all asking the same questions that you've been asking.
Yeah.
How to make money at it, that's my big thing.
How to make money at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's okay.
I do a huge amount of video